Hello, everybody, and welcome to Youth Connect Friday, October the 8th. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nebras.
I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. Happy Friday, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. I know that's not happening just yet, but either way, happy early Thanksgiving. But to start off our Youth Connect, we always want to do our video game news. So, obviously, if you're new to the show or if you've seen it time and time again, today we have to do our Spotlight Game of the Week. What is that? The Spotlight Game of the Week is basically one game that I want to shine the light on and I want to recommend that you guys check out. And today's game is actually a classic and is actually one of my most beloved gaming series, Little Big Planet, but specifically Little Big Planet 3. So Little Big Planet 3 is an old classic that makes you team up with Sackboy. What's Sackboy? But basically, he's a stitched living doll and his best friends in his biggest handcrafted adventure yet. In Little Big Planet 3, you can discover a world of endless creative surprises as you explore all corners of the Imagisphere, the world of endless imagination. Meet the inhabitants of the mysterious planet Bunkum and face the nefarious Newton in his rich, vibrant world. The interesting factor about this game is that you don't get to play as one character, you get to play as 4 characters. You can be the quick and agile and bouncing all over the walls Oddsock. You can glide through the skies as the majestic Swoop. You can switch the size or toggle to play as a large, heavy strongman or a small, light speedster. And what about the good old Sackboy? Well, he does everything else. But the main factor, the main part that I really want to share with you guys today is the amazing ability to create your own levels. So I played through the story. It was an amazing story. It was creative. It showed it basically inspired in creativity. So after you're done with the game, you can make your own levels. And now I did in the past, and it was a blast. Dinosaurs. You can add whatever you want. You have limitless creativity. But with the online mode, you can explore up to 10 million fan-made levels. I recommend checking out this game. It is a classic. It inspires creativity. And you know what? It allows you to build whatever your mind can take you. I've seen survivals, zombie shoot 'em ups, horror built into the game, platformers, even built in other games. So I saw somebody build Sonic 1, the full game in Little Big Planet. That's a lot of effort, but it also required a lot of creativity. And that's what the game inspires you to do, to use your creativity. So I recommend that you guys check it out. Anyways, though, next up we have Kevin, and Kevin has with us some local Canadian news and weather.
Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Youth Connect. The time is now 3:34. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja, but first, we've got the headlines. Ontario reports 573 new COVID-19 cases and 10 additional deaths. Health Minister says she won't hesitate to extend vaccine mandate to hospitals as opposition slams wait-and-see approach. Trudeau said he regrets traveling to Tofino, British Columbia on the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. The City of Toronto workers face 6 weeks unpaid suspension termination if not vaccinated against COVID-19. Sorry about that, guys. This is just a false technical difficulty. And Canadians goaltender Kerry Price voluntarily enters Players Assistance Program. Ontario reports 573 new cases of COVID 19 on Friday, along with 10 additional deaths, as the province hospital burden continued a slow decline and active cases fell to a fresh multi month low. The 7-day rolling average of new cases continues to drop, now standing at 551, down from 565 yesterday and 519.7 1 week ago. The Ministry of Health says 333 of Friday's cases involve unvaccinated or partially vaccinated people, 192 involve fully vaccinated people, and 48 cases involve people with unknown vaccination status. Vaccinated people are those with only one dose to make up 28% of Ontario's population, but 58% of Friday's caseload. The Ministry of Health said there are 271 people with COVID 19 in acute care and ICU hospital beds across the province, a decline of 7 patients from 1 week ago. There are now 154 people in intensive care, none fewer than 1 week ago. Of course, of Friday's ICU patients, 97% are breathing with the help of a ventilator. Ontario's health minister says that the fourth government isn't ruling out making it mandatory for healthcare workers to be vaccinated against COVID 19, but opposition leaders said that the province needs to act now before things get worse in the sector. Christine Elliott made the comment during question period at Queen's Park on Thursday morning, as she rejected criticism from opposition MPPs over her government decision to mandate vaccines for long-term care workers, while allowing unvaccinated healthcare workers to remain in their jobs so long as they participate in a regular testing program. The Ontario government only requires that unvaccinated healthcare workers participate in an educational course and regularly test negative for COVID 19. However, Chief Medical Officer of Health Dr. Karen Moore has said that about 40% of hospitals have introduced more stringent policies making vaccination mandatory for all employees. Moore has also suggested that outright vaccine mandates could be extended to other sectors should vaccination rates not increase. Speaking with reporters at Queen's Park following question period on Thursday, NDP leader Andrea Horwath said that it's troubling that the government hasn't already made vaccine mandatory for all healthcare and education workers, but not altogether surprising. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau apologized today for traveling for a family vacation to Tofino, British Columbia, last Thursday on the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, saying the decision was a mistake. Traveling on the 30th was a mistake and I regret it. He told reporters during his first public appearance since the trip, he called the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation an important member for all of us Indigenous and non Indigenous to reflect and to remember. Trudeau has faced sharp criticism over his decision to travel, while his office Interior said he would be in private meetings. In Ottawa that day, it was later updated to reflect the fact he was in Tofino. His office noted that the Prime Minister spoke at a sombre ceremony on Parliament Hill Wednesday night, where residential school survivors shared story of intense trauma. Trudeau also tweeted that he spoke by phone with survivors from across the country. When asked why he went on the trip and whether he was advised not to, Trudeau said, How it happened is far less important than it happened, which I regret." The City of Toronto employees have less than a month to get fully vaccinated against COVID 19, or else they would be suspended without pay and ultimately fired if they don't comply with the city's mandatory vaccination policy. The city released an update to its policy on Wednesday and said staff will need to show proof of being fully vaccinated by on November 1st. In order to avoid suspension, during the suspension, staff may return to work if they provide proof of having received 2 doses of a COVID 19 vaccine. However, if they fail to get fully vaccinated after the unpaid suspension on December 13th, their employment will be terminated for not adhering to the city's vaccination policy. Employees who are unable to obtain a COVID 19 vaccine due to medical exceptions or other approved exemptions will be entitled to accommodation. The city said it will continue its focus on educating staff about the benefits of getting vaccinated and will continue to offer online training modules, along with new targeted education sessions and vaccination clinics at select workplaces with lower vaccination rates. To allow staff to take advantage of these resources, staff who receive their first dose and provide proof by October 15th will be given now until November 15th. To get their second doses, Toronto released its vaccination policy in late August to help reduce the spread of a coronavirus. City staff were required to disclose their vaccination status by September 17th and be partially vaccinated by September 30th. Montreal Canadiens goaltender Kerry Price is volunteering entering the NHL Players Assistant Program for its unspecified specified reason. The NHL/NHLPA's Players Association made the announcement Thursday morning ahead of a news conference held by General Manager Mark Bergevin. The emotionally distraught GM praised Price as well as forward Jonathan Drouin for stepping back to deal with their struggles. Drouin is rejoining the team after taking a 5-month break for personal reasons that he said were due to battles with anxiety and insomnia. Bergevin said he was caught off guard after finding about Price's decision on Wednesday. Head coach Dominique Ducharme had indicated a day before that he did not expect Price to join his teammates at practice before the season begins. Price is recovering from knee surgery following an operation on 23rd of July. In today's weather forecast, we've got cloudy this afternoon. The temperature is now 21 degrees centigrade. And on Saturday afternoon, we are getting light rain. The temperature will be 20 degrees centigrade. That's all report for weather. Have a great weekend, folks. And next, back to Aiden's video gaming news.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate that Trudeau apologized for going on vacation during such an important event. He could have just ignored it entirely, but it is very respectable that he did acknowledge and apologize for what he did. Anyways, for our second gaming news, very important Smash Bros. Announcement. You know us, guys. I hope that you are also a fan of Smash Bros. But I'm a major fan of Smash Brothers. The newest Smash Brothers fighter, which was released a few days ago, has been announced, and it is not Waluigi. Nintendo, during a live stream event, announced Sora from Kingdom Hearts and will join the roster as this 82nd playable character. If we're not counting the Echo Fighters, which I really don't, so technically 82 fighters. Sora joins the esteemed company of characters from across celebrated Nintendo titles and beyond, which include Jin Kazuya, Sephiroth, a couple of Belmonts here and there, and entirely too many Fire Emblem characters. In advance of the Smash live stream, the internet was alight with speculation as to who the newest character would be. Waluigi, however, was one of the most popular guesses, as fans have been clamoring for his addition for years. But as there will be no more characters added to Smash, the dream, including my dream, now dies and will be for many hopes of the Smash Bros. Community. Smash Ultimate director Masahiro Sakurai has said that this character will be the last fighter added to the game. And in a tweet, the celebrated Nintendo personality also revealed that this will be his last fighter presentation. Now, Sakurai can finally have a nice, deserved break and relaxation. I mean, I'll take Sora from Kingdom Hearts. He's really cool, and he was actually the second most wanted character on the list, minus Rayman, Geno, and a few others. But maybe in Smash Brothers Super Mega Mix, Waluigi will be added. But for now, we got Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and I'll take it. Next up, though, we have Joshua, and Joshua has with us some world news and, of course, your very favorite animal news.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Uconnect. Here's what's happening around the world. World food prices hit 10-year peak, UN agency says. World food prices rose for a second consecutive month in September to reach a 10-year peak, driven by gains for cereals and vegetable oils, the United Nations Food Agency said on Thursday. The Rome-based Food Agriculture Organization, or FAO, also projected record global cereal production in 2021, but said this would be outpaced by forecast consumption. FAO's food price increase, which tracks international prices of the most globally traded food commodities, averaged 130 points last month, the highest reading since September 2011, according to the agency's data. On a year-on-year basis, prices were up 32.8% in September. Agriculture commodity prices have risen sharply in the past year, fueled by harvest setbacks and Chinese demand. The FAO Cereal Price Index rose by 2% in September from the previous month. That was led by a near 4% increase for wheat prices, with the UN agency citing tightening export availabilities amid strong demand. World vegetable oil prices were up 1.7% on the month and showing a year-on-year rise of about 60% as palm oil prices climb on strong import demand and concerns over labor shortages in Malaysia, FAO said. Palm oil futures have rallied further in early October to hit record high as a surge in crude oil markets has lent further support to vegetable oil used in biodiesel. A 13-inch crack in California pipeline is believed to have caused the oil spill, but how it got there is a mystery. In Southern California, the extensive cleanup continues from the catastrophic oil spill that killed fish and seabirds and shut down beaches. New underwater video shows a small crack in the pipeline, just 13 inches long, where the oil leak began. But it's not yet clear how the crack formed. With huge blockage at local ports, investigators are looking at the dozens of container ships that occupy almost every designated anchor area offshore. The pipeline passes with 100 yards of the closest one. Satellite imagery provided by Sky Truth shows which ships were in the vicinity at the time of the oil spill last Friday. But it doesn't appear any of the ships were close enough to snag an anchor on the pipeline, which may have been cause of the tear. On Thursday, the U.S. Coast Guard announced an investigation into the oil spill, which is designated as a major marine casualty. The spill has been labeled as such because it was likely caused by a vessel, and the damages are estimated to be in excess of $500,000. 54 cargo ships are still anchored off the California coast. The Orange County District Attorney's Environmental Crimes Unit launched an investigation into Amplify Energy, which owns the pipeline, and business owners impacted by the oil spill are filing a class action lawsuit against the company. Turning to science news, Draconine meteor shower will be visible this October. The Draconine meteor shower will be visible to Canadians this week as the celestial event peaks on Friday, October 8th, but it also may be visible on Thursday and Saturday. The radiant point for the Draconine meteor shower almost coincides with the head of constellation Draco the dragon in the northern sky, which is why the shower is best viewed from northern hemisphere according to the Earth sky. Canadians wishing to view the meteor shower should try to watch at the nightfall and early evening Friday for their best chance to see the short-lived event, which usually zips past the Big and Little Dipper once it's fully dark outside. Perfect viewing is dependent on a clear sky on a clear night sky, which Environment Canada says is likely to occur in Montreal, Halifax, Edmonton, Regina, and Calgary. The Draconine meteor shower usually produces a few meteors per hour most years. But in rare instances, hundreds of meteors are seen, with more than 600 meteors per hour observed by Europeans in 2011. The Canadian Space Agency offers advice from amateur astronomers looking to catch a glimpse of the shower. Turning to animal interest news. Nadekasi mountain gorilla who became selfie star dies in the arms of her caretaker. A mountain gorilla whose picture went viral after she photobombed a park ranger's selfie has died at 14. Nadekasi took her final breath in the loving arms of her caretaker and lifelong friend Andrea Boma. A statement from the Virunga National Park in the Democratic Republic of Congo said Tuesday she died last month after battling a prolonged illness at the park's Sinqueque Center, where she had lived for more than a decade. The statement added, Boma had looked after Nadekasi ever since she was found clinging to her dead mother's body by National Park rangers and taken to the center, which is known for taking care of orphan mountain gorillas, the statement said. Her mother had been shot by armed militia as part of a series of killing of gorillas' families. It added, I am proud to have called Nadekasi my friend, he said. I love her like a child, and her cheerful personality brought a smile to my face every time I interacted with her. She will be missed by all of us at the Virunga, but we are forever grateful for the richness of Nadekasi brought to our lives during her time at Sinqueque. Nadekasi made headlines in 2019 when she struck a pose with another orphan mountain gorilla, Endese, as park ranger Mathieu Shamavu took a selfie. It also told people not to be shocked by the gorilla's poses. It's no surprise to see these girls on their 2 feet. Either most primates are comfortable walking upright for a short burst of time, it said. After Nadekasi died, the park statement said that the massacres, like the one that killed her mother, had ultimately led to major reforms that significantly strengthened the protection of Virunga's mountain gorillas. Over the course of her life, her species grew by 47% from 720 mountain gorillas in 2007 to an estimated 1,063 in 2021, with much of the population existing in Virunga, it added. This is Joshua Shaw reporting for UConnect. That's it for me. I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Oh my gosh. That is such a sad story to hear, you know? But it's also a nice story. It's not like, it's obviously sad to hear, but it's also, you know, it shows how much people can care for animals. And I always support 100% when people are supporting animals. I love it. But for our last video game news, we have to do our board game of the week. Now, our board game of the week is similar to our video game of the week, but guess what? It's a board game. Pretty simple. And today's board game of the week is called Hearing Things. Just joking. It's called Hearing Things. This game is all about reading lips, and each player has to put on a pair of noise isolation headphones and try to guess what someone is saying. And as you would expect, there's a lot of wrong answers, which hilarity ensues. Now, most people say that these headphones aren't the loudest. So with this game, you get a bunch of cards, and then you have to try to figure out what somebody is saying with just their mouth. So sometimes it could be like this. And you're like, what are they talking about? I can't even hear what they're saying. And that's what the amazing part of the game is. Now, they say for an extra addition to this hilarious game, you can write down the answers that the people gave you. And at the end of the game, you can all look at all of your answers and give a big laugh, because you know what? You're going to get some funny answers. But the person or team that guesses the most phrases within a certain time frame wins. And the game is good to play with your family or a group of friends, but it can't be pushed beyond 4 people due to its setup. This has been your board game of the week and the last of your video game news. Next up, we have Nebraska, and Nebraska has with us some movie, entertainment, and podcast news.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nebraska, and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And today, our top story is about the Toronto Zoo and the Toronto Symphony Orchestra have joined forces to produce a concert inspired by the sounds of animals. The organizations announced a new creative partnership Tuesday, which involves orchestra musicians performing at the zoo. The performance, dubbed Zoophony, will be filmed at the zoo and a recording will be released to schools on November 22. The CEO of the Toronto Zoo says the partnership came about after the two organizations brainstormed ways which they can serve the community. During the pandemic, Dolph DeJong says the zoo and the orchestra wanted to reach students who may need new ways to connect with nature. Double Bassett's Tim Dawson and Paul Rogers say one of their concert songs, which was written by Rogers' son, was inspired by giraffes at the zoo. In one section, the music mimics low humming tones that giraffes make when they gather together at night. We have never done anything like this, Rogers said after he and Dawson played a sample of the music at the zoo on Tuesday. This is a lot of fun. De Jong said that Toronto Zoo looks forward to continuing its work with the orchestra to find new and creative ways to serve the community. The arts are such powerful and important way to connect people with nature, and nature needs all the help that it can get. This is amazing news. It's amazing, right? When you're at home, like I said this last time, when you're at home, you think of amazing idea, and that's what they did, right? Okay, so before I go to my second story, I would like to give you guys fact of the day. So today's fact of the day is: did you know the new car smell that, for example, you buy a new car and you get the new car smell? That's not a smell. That's a combination of 50 chemicals that are combined, and that's the smell of a chemical. They're released into the car just for safekeep, and the decay, meaning the smell decreases, and that's why after a month, if you buy a new car after a month, the smell goes, or after 2-3 weeks it goes. That's why it goes, because the chemical they decrease and they disappear. That's amazing. I found that out today. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so my second story is about podcasts. So today I have 3 podcasts for you. So first, the habit coach. If you're tired of relying on your fickle motivation to get things done, if you're tired of starting because you fail to see things through, the Habit Coach podcast. The Habit Coach podcast is for you. Ashton Doctor, the Habit Coach, takes you through the creation of simple, easy to do habits that we can all incorporate into our lives. Habits around health, sleep, distressing, productivity, movement, nutrition, and relationship. Each episode is by side and less than 5 minutes, packed with fun facts and easy to do habits. So start a habit or to listening to for listening to the Habit Coach podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Ashton believes that awesome lives start with your awesome habits. So I listen to this podcast mostly every day because, like I said before, it's fun. It has good facts, and most of all, it's educational, right? So I used to think a few years ago when I was like 16 or 17, I used to think I won't learn anything new because I'm that old, right? But no, that's not true. You learn everything. So if you like to learn new habits, uh, go to Google or and just search the Habit Coach, and it's a great podcast. Really, trust me, it's really good. Okay, so my second podcast is Curious with Josh Peck. Josh Peck, the one-time star of Drake and Josh, delves into topics that are interest to him. He also interviews guest stars like including YouTuber Jason Nash and Parks and Rec star Nick Swardson. So I also like this. I also like this podcast. It just various questions that haven't been answered. He tries to answer them with guests and stuff. It's a good podcast too. So my third and final podcast is Mental Music. Mental Music. This is a podcast made for and by teens. It's made for and by teens, focusing on mental health. Episodes focus on topics like insomnia, how sound affects everyday life, social media, and mental health. So I like this too. It de-stresses you, and if you have a problem, it finds a solution. It has different topics, so that's what I'm saying. If you have a situation, it's everything mental health, right? Before I begin my last and final news, I'd like to give you guys the tip of the day. So the tip of the day is exercising. So exercising, I mean by of course, we are cooped up most of the time because COVID, most of us, and then we don't go outside. But you should have a habit of going outside, right? Just running, walking, do everything. Just be outside. Just stand there, get some fresh air. Yeah, and another tip is if you if you want to go walking or running, right, the best part is go early, right? Wake up early, and if you don't wake up early, if you have a problem waking up, just remove your curtains, not remove it, and just unwind your curtains so the sunlight comes directly to your face and you wake up. I do that because sometimes I do sleep late because of work, and I do that, and that helps, right? Exercise, it's really helpful, and yeah, just start. Okay, so let's go to my third and final story, that is Twitch, a live streaming esports platform owned by Amazon.com Inc., on Wednesday blamed an error on server configuration change that might have allowed an alleged hacker to leak sensitive information. The platform said it was still assessing the impact and that it had reset all stream keys or codes that allow influencers and streamers to connect and publish content for users. Video Games Chronicle had earlier reported that an anonymous hacker had claimed to have leaked Twitch's data, including the source code and information on its clients and unreleased games. Earlier this week, Facebook Inc. also had blamed a faulty configuration change during a routine maintenance work at its data centers networks for nearly 6-hour outage, which prevented the company's 3.5 billion users from accessing its social media and messaging services. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about the last week or this week WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram, and this is because of that. And the social media giant later confirmed that the error was not due to any malicious activity, which is fine, which is great. But yeah, we got our Facebook and WhatsApp back, which is great. Okay, so before I begin, I'd like to say happy Thanksgiving, and I'd like to share a joke with you. So today's Thanksgiving joke is, okay, this is a very funny one. Why was the Thanksgiving soup so expensive? So I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Coming down below. If you know the answer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the answer is it had 24 carrots. Get it? Carrots and Julie, which is a good joke. Okay, so like I said before, happy Thanksgiving and have an extremely long weekend. Share the weekend with your family and friends. Yeah, so that's all from me. As always, this is Nebraska from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much. Back to Eden.
I must say that the first news that you shared with us, the Animal Orchestra Zoophony, I feel like, you know what? I would be very intrigued to hear an entire orchestra based off of animals. It just sounds so interesting, and I just think it's very creative. And you know me, I always love creative things.
Yeah, of course. It's like I said, it's a new idea, which is very rare in this thing, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Anyways, for our last bit, our cherry on top of our Youth Connect, we obviously have to go to Jeffrey with live music.
Hi everybody, happy Friday. I'm going to be playing High and Dry by Radiohead, so hope you enjoy. Two jumps in a week, I bet you think you're pretty clever, don't you? Riding on your motorcycle, watching all the ground beneath you drop. You kill yourself for recognition. You kill yourself, you never ever stop. Broke another mirror, you turn into something you think you are not. Don't leave me out. Don't leave me dry. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. Tying up in conversation, you'll be the one who cannot talk. All your insides fall to pieces. You just sit there wishing you could still let go. They're the ones who hate you when you think you've got the world all sussed out. They're the ones who spit at you when you think you are screaming out. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. It's the best thing I ever had. The best thing ever, ever, ever had. It's the best thing ever had. The best thing you ever had has gone away. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. 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 Thank you, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. And it's back to you, Aiden.
Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing song. Oh, Jeffrey, oh my gosh. I'm going to say it once again. Amazing artist. And you know what? Your music and your covers, oh, absolutely fantastic.
Thanks.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope you enjoyed Youth Connect. If you did enjoy Youth Connect, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Anyways, guys, we have a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you all next time. I also want to say thank you to my co-hosts. So thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Nebraska. And most of all, thank you so much, Jeffrey.
Aiden, can I
Oh, wait,
can I
what?
just say something?
Yeah, what's up?
I got a joke for you, actually.
Oh, what kind of joke do you have for me? I'm ready to listen.
Okie dokie. Where is it now? Why did they let the chicken join the band? The turkey join the band
Join the band.
because he had the drumsticks.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
drumsticks. That's an.
I got one more joke for you, Aiden.
That's what?
I got one joke for you for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
I'm ready to hear your joke. I got to get mine prepared.
Why did Turkey run so fast?
Why did the turkey run so fast?
Because he won the race.
He did run the-
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
I got you guys a joke. Are you ready? So, guys, what happens if you mix a turkey with a ghost?
A ghost turkey.
Scaredy.
A poultrygeist.
Oh,
Ah, amazing Thanksgiving jokes. I hope that you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope that you also enjoyed Youth Connect. But other than that, guys, we will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.